Hey, what's up guys? Trying out some new lighting. Wanted to make a quick video revolving around a topic that I have never talked about before, which is real estate investing. Um, just came back from a walk outside, it's starting to get warm finally, and I've been going out a bit more. And I was thinking about this for a couple of reasons. Recently some of the people I follow have been talking about real estate investing a bit here and there. Um, and these are like, different people I follow who don't know each other. They're different types of groups. So that's kind of like catching my attention. But other than that, in of itself as a whole, hello? Shit, I thought I heard somebody. Fuck. It's kind of scary. I'm alone in the house. What was I gonna say? I've been thinking about it a bit, in the last couple of weeks or so, where um, just generally overall, the agencies come to a place where, like my bills are paid. I have like all my main expenses after, for personal and everything covered for at least a year or so. So it's, I guess, around this time when it starts to kind of make it a bit more tempting for you to start looking at, okay, what do I do with the money that's sitting in my bank, right? As you know, a lot of people go by the sayings commonly thrown around, such as, like make your money work for you, or, rich people have multiple sources of income, et cetera, et cetera. So it's, usually I don't really go in this direction, but recently I just wanted to see what are my thoughts look like, almost like testing myself, like, based on what I know about business so far, what I've learned here and there a little bit, what does a deal sound like when I look into real estate investing? So what I'm about to tell you is really like very briefly my overview, but just know my total time invested in learning this entire topic is about 35 minutes. So I watched like four YouTube videos and read like a book summary, not even a whole book. So take anything I say with not even a grain of salt. But that being said, this is what it looks like to me. Okay, so if you're watching this and you've been thinking about real estate investing a little bit here and there, feel free to comment anything you want. Criticize me whatsoever. I might say something completely wrong as well, so feel free to take a stab, because I quite literally do not know much about what I'm talking about. Okay, um, but yeah, so this is what it comes down to for me. I haven't looked enough to choose a certain type of investment. I see like a lot of people have strong opinions in this topic. Even my girlfriend's friends, when they hang out and stuff, like I see them talking about it a lot of times. And these are average 9 to 5 people who don't really like have not actually pulled the trigger and bought a home or something like that, but at least they have a view, right? Like like single family homes is the way to go, or like multifamily. So I'm not that deep, but as I'm looking at the numbers from the little research I have done, what it sounds like that you get a home, right? So for me, if I had to hypothetically think at the top of my head, I would get a home not too far from me. Let's say like around this area where I live in Connecticut, and basically be like under 200,000, right? So it's not in a high income area, might even be a little bit beat down, the home itself. And what I would be looking to do is basically put down the down payment, so like 20%, and let's say the house is like 200,000, put that 40K, and then after everything is said and done, right? So taxes, pay the mortgage, insurance, all the other expenses that comes along with it, miscellaneous bullshit. Um, by keeping tenants in there throughout the year, I'll be looking to make anywhere from 7 to 10% return, which, depending on how you look at it, is could be pretty damn good or not so good at all. For example, if you look at it like, if all you know in making money is your business, it's gonna look like shit, right? Because in SEO, like first year, okay, 0 to 30K a month. Second year, trying to hit 30 to 100K a month, right? So like numbers are big, right? Numbers are big, margins are big. It's fast, fast scalability, all this shit. And going from that and shifting to something that's like you put the money down 40K, and even to make your money back you have to wait, so much time. It's not that enticing at first, right? But when you take into account things like how much time we spend in our business learning it, systematizing it, building the teams, hiring people, everything we do, I mean, like 90% of my time and energy it's spent in my business, right? When it comes to like my income and everything. But if we were to pick this up as a hobby, or if I was to just like kind of go into it slowly, and I spend maybe like 1 day a week and just learn about it and slowly make some moves, then hypothetically it can become more of a passive income, right? I always put quotes around that because I really don't believe it's possible to actually have truly 100% passive income. Um, but 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 anyways, having that said, the other main thing I wanted to run across, and this really only applies if you're not from America, if you're from a country that's third world or developing, is that my country has interest rates anywhere from 7 to 8%, 5 to 8% guaranteed. Like that's the savings accounts, right? Like here they have what, like 0.05%. Some banks, like online banks who don't have brick and mortar, so they're able to pass on savings to you, etc. Like Ally Bank, they give I think like 2%, which is considered very good in America. Well, my country average is around 7-8%, right? Guaranteed, just for keeping the money in a savings account. That's what you'll get every month, right? And in the year, over the whole year, you'll get like 7-8%, which is like what you'd have to go through if you were to invest here in real estate. Well, my country is truly passive, right? Because you just literally put the money in your savings account and don't touch it, right? So when I compare it against those two, obviously that's more enticing, right? And a part of my income, I guess, should be going there. But to hedge against that, or like, the story I'm telling myself against that is that, you don't want all your money to be, it's probably not safe in a third world country in back at home if something could happen, or like, where the country sinks or something. Well, I don't know what will happen, but like something could happen, or you might think that it's better to have some kind of hedge, and you're learning possibly a skill. Maybe I'm just telling stories to make myself feel better about going into this. But the point is, that's always something that came into my mind, right? Like, why would I invest in something here and that has risk to get about 7, 8, 9, 10% when my country is guaranteed? So that's always a question that comes in. But overall, like I said, it's just a little intro video. If I do go in this direction, I might make a little playlist about it, of my journey, of the things I'm getting into, what I'm learning. And it might be pretty interesting, because depending on how I get into it, I might actually partner up with a friend of mine who we've been doing SEO here and there, on and off here and there, from some time ago. I might go that direction, or whatever I do, it's really going to be built towards pretty conservative way to get into something that has low risk in terms of tenants and bullshit like that. Dealing, maybe I'll learn how to get property managers, from what I hear, that they can help you manage all that stuff. It'll be like in that direction. And one of the main things I'm going to be judging my success by is how little time I can spend in this, right? Because the point is really not to make as much money as I can with this and try to venture off. I would like to